Hey, good morning. What is going on, everybody? Good evening, maybe, depending on where you're viewing this stream from. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's been a minute since I've done a solo stream with y'all. So we're going to be hanging out. We're going to be 3D modeling 2D concept art from artist Arthur Mogni. I'm probably butchering that last name. The link to his art is in the description. It's super cool stuff. Really nice concept art that we're going to be taking from 2D to 3D. I'm gonna be using Cinema 4D, but y'all can use Blender, you can use Maya, you can use whatever program you want a 3D model in. I also have a link to the Discord server down below where we have this technical challenge. It's the first week where we've done our technical challenge because I was off getting married. I was on my honeymoon. See, I can prove it. I can prove it. I got the ring to prove it. It was an amazing time. I'll post pictures probably next week, and yeah, it was amazing. It was one of the best nights of my life. It was the best night of my life, and going off for a week to Maui was I wish I was there, but it's okay. I'm with you guys today. So while I was gone, the moderators on the Create with Clint Discord server issued a technical challenge where instead of creating a piece of art, we're like, hey, how about you model this specific thing from the artist Arthur, right? And I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be taking that challenge myself today on the stream. So you're gonna watch me for probably a few hours here struggle to 3D model a really cool piece of concept art. If you guys want to follow along, the link is in the description below. You can download the concept image and join me. Yeah, it's a good time. So what are we gonna be making? Let's find out. Let's see here. So this is it, right? We have this little piece of concept art. It looks like a scanner thing, some sci-fi scanner. Looks super cool. I love it. We're not gonna be texturing today. We're just gonna be modeling, and I wanna hop into the modeling process as soon as possible because this is gonna take the entire stream. There's gonna be some challenges, some struggles, but 3D modeling is what got me into CG in the first place. I love creating things, I love building things, and that's totally that. I'm not the best at it, but that's okay. As long as it's fun and you keep practicing, we'll all get better together. What's up, y'all? I got you in the chat here. Yo, we got KC Edwards in the house. I'll be seeing you a little later today. Look forward to that. Who else? Oh, Arthur's up in here? Sweet. J-Boz, Rococo, what's up, Rococo? Sam, I know that's you, Sam. J-Boz in the house. Arthur, if you are in here, thank you for letting us grab your 2D art like that. It was really cool. I kind of got to discover your art through this challenge, as a lot of these artists did as well. So I'm excited to model this thing. Your art is amazing. I love it. We got Mr. Ants up in here. What's up, Mr. Ants? I'm doing well. I feel refreshed from the honeymoon. Who else do we have? Any recognizable faces? Render Warrior, what's going on? We got our first super chat of the stream. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. You do daily renders, but recently struggling with ideas. Do you have any suggestions on how to get new ideas? Yeah. I love listening to music. That really helps me. Going out on walks, going out on adventures, go hiking, do something that isn't your computer. Get out of like trying to come up. I gotta come up with an idea. When I was in Maui, we did some hikes and I got really inspired by these hikes. So I'm gonna try and maybe recreate some of those places we hiked to. I took a bunch of photos and stuff. So that actually got me quite inspired. Taking breaks gets me inspired. Listening to music on those hikes, on those breaks gets me inspired. It's a good time. If another thing too, our weekly challenges. We have weekly challenges every single week. They're in the Discord server down below. You can join us on that, and we got a prompt for you. You can actually vote on the prompt and challenge yourself every single week. So that's a good way to kind of keep yourself well oiled and kind of get up to date, because in a couple months here, in a handful of months here, we're gonna have our next 3D community challenge, another big one, the monthly one. The weekly challenges help you kind of gear up for that community challenge, for the big one. And we're gonna start crafting these weekly challenges to better prepare you specifically for the next 3D community challenge. So definitely join that Discord server below. Y'all subscribe if you ain't subscribed already too, because I'm doing this every other week. I'm almost at a million subscribers. I never thought that the day would come. I know we're a handful of tens of thousands subscribers away, but it's the closest it's ever been. I created this channel in 2006. 2006. Some of you guys weren't even born yet, which is crazy to think about. That is actually insane. We should move on. All right, let's give this thing a shot. I gotta hop in before I crash and burn here, and before it's too late, because I gotta bounce. I got a friend's birthday party at like 3 o'clock. So that gives me a solid 3 hours to hop into this thing. Shall we? I think we shall. All right, what I have here, I got a background in C4D with Shift F2 will bring up your materials panel. Got a basic material thing here, bam. I dropped it into color, and I'm cheating. I have this diffuse fall off, not the diffuse fall off. It's not diffuse fall off. It's the mixed strength, so I can hide it and bring it in as I need to. The reason I say I'm cheating is because I just, under the color tab, I just changed the color to the color of my background viewport. It's kind of a janky setup, but hey, you know, it totally works for what we're trying to do. So this will allow you to kind of see your reference. The reason I have it in our perspective view as opposed to a top or a side view is obviously because the 2D art, the concept art, is in perspective view. So you'll see me, I'll basically be using this panel off to the right side, adjusting the opacity. And let's see, I got a cube and a camera kind of lined up, right? So you can see we have a camera. I changed the focal length to something like 100, I believe, to better, or 150 to better match the focal length of the 2D concept, right? So that way we can kind of, you know, see what we're doing as we're creating this thing. I will be doing a mix of turning this off and on, etc., etc. I think you guys get the point. Evolver, what's up, dude? Thank you. I love your support, man. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. The super chat is very helpful. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you, good sir. Yeah. All right, Jazz VFX, you got tips for me. You should do right click, add slider, and it will be at the top of the viewport. Okay, right click where? Just anywhere? Add slider. I learned a lot from you guys on the stream. Right click what? You gotta be a little bit more specific, you know what I'm saying? Oh. Add this slider. Animation. Right click the mix slider. Add keyframe, add track, add keyframe, clear. Create script. You gotta be a bit more specific. Reset, select all, add to HUD. Add to HUD? Can I? Does it have to be right here? What? Control. Dude, that's nuts. Yes. Thank you. I didn't even know about that. That's so good. Wow, that's so good. Okay. Thank you. I also have on my cube, I have under the basic tab, I have the X-ray box checked. Maybe we can do the same thing. We can add that to the HUD. Hold control and just click that. That's so sick. I had no idea. Thank you. You have to hold control to, wait, where'd it go though? Oh, I have to have it selected. Okay, whatever. It's all good. We need to jump into this. Also, just in case, I'm gonna have PureF open, and we're going to have, bam. We're gonna have this here, and just to show y'all what the goal is, we'll see if we get there on the stream, but this is MDK's model. It's flawless. We're going for something like this. Evenly spaced geometry. Everything's looking really, really nice. Very smooth, beveled edges. We're going to be doing subdivision workflow. So this is the goal. Obviously, there is a back view because we're doing a 3D view, but I'm not really going to be focused on the back, except for the antenna, of course. But yeah, we're going to be going for something like this. Nice and clean. It's a technical challenge. You got to keep it clean. We'll see how it goes. All right, Jace VFX, he said you can do N plus R to enable X-ray on the object. So bam, bam. I like it. It's very good stuff. Thank you so much for those tips. And I missed the super chat before we hop in. Who do we got? Akash, thank you. Are you interested in work for Indian movies? CG lead. Who knows? I got a lot of projects on my own right now. I feel like that'd be a huge undertaking. You never know. Hit me up. My email is on my YouTube. So if you guys have business inquiries, throw an email my way. We will see. You never know. All right, let's do it. Gotta hop in. Enough chit chat. Gotta get focused. If you guys are joining me, if you guys are gonna model this yourself on the stream with me, give me a thumbs up. Let me see it. I want to see who's doing this so we can help each other out. All right, my first goal is to make a blockout of this thing. So I'm going to quickly... All right. All right. All right, all right. So obviously this thing is made out of different pieces. NR for X-ray. I love it. It's not exact. It's not perfect. Let's see if we can move this null object a little bit more to line this up. That's good. I think. Or did I do that? We want to move the camera. There we go. Just try to line this up nicely. Something like that. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll at least give us what we need to line these things up with. Can maybe come a little bit more. Yikes. Yikes. Jeez. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna worry about that. Control-Shift-Z will undo camera moves. All right, let's... Something like this feels about right to me. Might be a little thick, but we can always adjust that. Holding Control, I'll duplicate this. And I want to get a block out as fast as I can for this object. So I'm working on this grayish green piece here. So we have this top piece, which will have some detail, and we'll have this bottom piece, which will have some detail. I believe I'm going to make this editable. and bevel this. Yikes, I don't want to do that. So maybe I'll lock the camera down. Under rigging tags, I believe there's a protection. Yeah. So that way we can't move the camera accidentally. And let's go ahead and go into edge mode here. Bevel is MS. And we'll get that down to something like this. I'm gonna give it just a little edge there. Okay. All right, we have this like the tannish yellow, right? So this whole thing I'm imagining connects. So the cylinder piece comes out to this bracket, which clasps on to this module and probably connects in the back. It may not connect in the back as well. It may just be these like brackets that clasp it and are drilled into the side here. And then you have this hood, which I'm imagining will flip closed to protect the screen and flip back open to this view here. So that's a big piece we got to work on. I'll probably get the handle next because that will kind of define our shape, our overall blurry shape. If you squint your eyes really hard, that's kind of what we're going for. So let's go with that next. With this cube selected, if you hold Control, you'll spawn any object you want inside of it. And that way it keeps everything kind of lined up in uniform. Nothing's off axis. And let's go plus Z. We'll scale this guy down. Somewhere like that. Wonderful. And go to object mode. Boom, we can open that up just a little bit more. Something like that. And of course it'll be tapered along certain points of this thing. NB will get your wireframe mode. Let's go 8 segments because we're going to do the subdivision surface workflow. And holding Alt, I will drop it into that subdivision surface and just make 2 cuts really quick. So KL, I believe, is, and if you hit Q, it'll toggle between subdivision surface on and off. We'll have to make the cylinder editable by hitting C. Let's see here. We'll make some cuts in line mode, or edge mode rather, boom. And we want to solo this, and boom. That'll be fine for now. Maybe we can do an R. Where you at? Bam. Okay, let's see if we can do a couple more cuts. Maybe there. And there. And we'll scale this down, but we don't want it to shrink on the Z-axis, so I'll uncheck that and just scale it that way. We'll make more cuts. We're already getting too detailed at this point. I still want to block out this whole thing. So we'll come back. We'll come back to that and make it look nice. Next up, let's get I want to get all of our pieces in place. Then we go into the detail. This is by no means the right way. Maybe it's the wrong way. Who knows? But it's a way. Okay, let's get this ring in place, because I know from this ring we're gonna grow out this little side little bracket, right? And then from the side bracket, that's going to clasp onto this main module here. So I'll get that little cylinder in place, which can probably come, nah, it's gonna be a separate object. So with the cylinder selected, object mode, right? Shift F2 will get rid of our material window there. Let's go ahead and hold Control. With the cylinder selected, we'll make another, let's make a tube plus Z, so it's facing the right direction. And we'll scale this down somewhere in here. Something like that. Sweet. We'll get rid of the height segments. And we want to make sure that let's see, 16. Do we want to go an odd number? That way we have this one piece breaking off. We can figure that out in time, but that way we have this one piece right here, right in the middle, that we can extrude from. We know it's right in the middle there, so we can come back to that. It looks like there's another one up here holding Control. It's definitely, again, looking at the reference, more cinched down to this thing. Something like that. Somewhere in there. Okay. We have, looking like in the center of this thing, this knob right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and line that up, holding Control once again. So if I were to just make a cylinder, luckily we're keeping everything on 0, 0. But I'd have to like line this up, make sure it's all good. Yikes. What's going on? Yo. Anyway, so I'll select this, we'll hold Control, we'll make that cylinder. That way it's just in the center. Lined up with the handle, I would imagine. Something like this. And I'll just make there's kind of like two pieces to this. There's the knob and then there's the base of the knob. So I'm going to just get this in place knowing that the knob will be on top of that. Or in fact, I might as well. We're here. Something like, maybe this is a little taller. And again, I won't really know until I go back to my camera view and I see how this lines up, but I'm getting this in place generally because I know this stuff is gonna be here, right? Might be a little big, but we'll see. We'll make the adjustments. Make sure you guys are saving your stuff. You can save iterations too. So scanner, you can do scanner, scanner A, scanner B. Make the cylinder 18 sides. I don't know why, but okay. I trust, because you've done this before. Can you explain why it needs to be 18 sides, MDK? Ah, so MDK has been down this road before, so this has a certain amount of teeth. Ah, okay, I see, I see. Wise words. Very wise words. Aha. UC! Yes, UC is MDK. All right. Let's see. Let's see. For the hood, how are we gonna do this hood? Should we do the brackets first? Or should we do the hood? The brackets, okay, those might be a slight challenge. Let's tackle the brackets. Yeah, I was gonna be like, let's move on to this little like light thing. Nah, let's jump into it. Okay, so some sort of side view situation. Since we're going to be doing a subdivision surface method, I will probably make a... Select this, hold control, and we'll make a polygon. We'll flip it. Or rather, we'll go plus X? Sure. Kind of get it right up against this thing. And now this is kind of where I have to make things up. So let's make this editable, go into point mode. Now it definitely looks like the top is flush with this box, right? It needs to snap onto this thing. It comes down this way and out towards the top. Okay. All right, let's see about this. I'll hold control. Make some new geometry. It comes up to like up to here. I'm looking at this point. This is the top of our box right here, and this yellow pale bracket comes just up above like that. Okay. I don't know if that's a hole or a bolt. But it's more of like a riveted little hole that I'm imagining. So this is where interpretation comes in. Let's see. It looks like this comes straight down and then it angles back right here. So let's see, what's the best way to do this? Because we want to stay away from n-gons as well. That's the goal. So an n-gon is basically a more than four-sided quad, right? We're looking at quads right now, 4 sides. Tris are three sides. N-gon is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a million sides. So we want to keep it as quads. That's the goal with this. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pull one of these out. Okay. Bring this up to the point where we think it's gonna start somewhere in here. And this will come up. Something like that. Maybe. And then we also have a point here that comes down like this. Kind of what this looks like to me, this shape. So I'm going to save this polygon, I'm going to duplicate it. And let's actually clean up our stuff here. All right, this is our camera. Alt-G will group for you. I'm just going to call this scene. And then I like to group all this stuff. Alt-G to group, and I'll call this a geo. All right. Okay, this here is our knob. This guy we can just call main module. Handle, of course. And this is our bracket. The reason I'm duplicating it is because I don't know if this is the right answer. So I want to have a backup just in case it's not. We'll go ahead and hide that. Okay. So from here, let's try, let's grab all these polygons, Control A, hold Control, give it some thickness, which I believe that may have, does that keep, NR gets you off of the, yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna extrude this. D for extrude. We want to make sure we have, let's see, we want to make sure we have caps for this, I believe, right? So I'll push this. Let's do it the other way around. Let's actually bring this guy up flush with the module, and then extrude this out. Something like that. And let's check how, see how we're doing. All right, not bad. Not bad. It looks like it comes up a little bit more on the bottom, so let me adjust that really quick. Seems to come up just a bit. I don't know if it grabs it in the back. It looks like, based off of the reference, yeah, it doesn't go around the back side of it. Okay. Santiago, hey, what's up? First time here, and you're wondering if Blender is worse than C4D or is just a preference thing. Oh man, you may have started a war in the chat. To me, it's a preference thing. I've been using C4D since R10, so that's just the program I use. Blender is free though, so just because something is free doesn't mean it's like it's worse or cheaper. I mean, Unreal Engine is free, Quixel is free with Unreal Engine, Blender is free, and amazing things can be done with it. So don't think that like just because something is more expensive means it's better. It may work better for you after you compare the two. But having not used Blender, I may have been in the program for an hour or two. I'm assuming it's just a preference thing. I know people, here's what I say. It doesn't matter what program you're using. It matters what art you're creating in the program. So don't let the program thing throw you off. If Blender is the most accessible to you, then hop in, get started, get going. If that's lighting the fire inside, then go for it. Don't hold back. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And that's a very good question. Yeah, each program has its ups and downs, you know? And that just comes with time. As you use it, you'll figure out things that work, things that don't work. And you'll make the necessary adjustments. All right. This is not too shabby. Now it looks like there's a little bracket piece here that all right, so let's do loop selection up here. I'm gonna hit, I think it's MO. That's your edge slide tool, and I'm just going to make a clone of this edge, and it janked it out for some reason. I think it's stretching it. It's doing some weird stretching stuff. If we limit it, nope, that doesn't do it. Preserve curvature. Yikes, that's doing some craziness, not good. Let's try proportional. So proportional is basically what was going on when we just did the loop cut. You see how it's shifting like that? If we take it to, let's see, an edge distance, you'll see how that will actually maintain that angle all the way down. And that's what we want. So boom, I will make a cut there. It kind of hopped on me. Bam. And I'm gonna have to adjust this anyway, but that is actually pretty darn close. That might be perfect. And I'm gonna grab, come on now, boom. These two guys. Extrude. We don't want to create caps because we don't want an invisible geometry in there. And we'll push this out. And it's a bit hard to see, so we'll get this slider back in. Ah, okay. So we need to make some adjustments on this thing. Let's open this up, and let's actually hide the main module so we can see what we're doing. Yeah, so that'll come out to about there. We can see we're going way past where we need to be. So let's come into the side view here, hitting 0. We'll grab these bits here, and I'm just gonna push them back. Yeah, something like that. Looking good, looking good. It's fitting a little bit better. And again, we'll hit 0 to select all of those points, and we'll just pull this up a little bit more. We can probably push this entire module toward this main module a little bit more, or cinch it in perhaps. It's not too far off. It's not too far off. I think it more has to do just with my camera angle. It's not perfectly spot on, so I think we're good as is. Now let's make sure that we're looking solid down here. Maybe this edge needs to come out a little bit more. This angle needs to be a bit more drastic. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Am I switching to Resolve or Fusion as well? I've been on DaVinci Resolve for a few years now. I love it. Yeah, it's free, but they also have a $300 version, which I bought because there's some really cool features like, I think there's like some AI smoothing stuff, some slow-mo stuff. There's higher resolution exports. A a couple effects and plugins that come with the paid version. But honestly, what I did was, this was a William Fauché piece of advice, is he picked up one of these, and this cost like, I forget how much this thing cost, a couple $100. And it's like a speed editor, so you can quickly edit with this thing with like the knob and like all these guys. And it comes with the full program. So I was like, hey, 2 for 1, let's go. So that's a little hack there, thanks to William Fauché. Yeah, noise reduction, comes with some noise reduction stuff for the paid version. All right, that bracket is not too shabby. Let us move on to the other side. I'm not going to really worry about the hole right now because that's going to be a whole thing. I'm going to get into that later. But I'm wondering, can I take this bracket, duplicate it, and use it for the other side? The other side is a touch different, but they're pretty darn similar. And it is a question mark as to what's on the other side of this thing. We'll just have to imagine what's on the other side of this thing. We can see that it's like coming up right here. There's a little bevel. It's a tad unclear, but I think we have enough to work with. I'll start with this side. We'll duplicate it over to the other side. So if I just hit Control C, Control V, we can go into the coordinates and just -1 that thing and scoot it on over. The reason I'm not using symmetry is because we're going to change it. It's going to be a little bit different. So right now it's exactly the same deal. All right, main module in. Get that right on the edge there. And let's see what we can do to connect these pieces here, okay? So I think the first thing I'll do is connect the object. So we have our bracket, we have our handle, which has our cylinders in here. Let's go ahead and regroup this. Alt G to group. And let's take this bracket. Technically, I guess it's part of the handle for now. And is this how we want this tube to look? Because we are about to bake things in. I don't want it to be too thin, right? So like, let's say we make this editable and we grab this piece, hit D for extrude, we push it out. Is that too thin? It doesn't look like it's too thin. It does not appear to be too thin. So that's good. That works out for us. It makes things easy. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to, instead of doing this bevel manually, or rather instead of extruding it and then pushing it out this way and then pushing it up, I'm just gonna make a 90-degree angle and then bevel this later. So we want this to come out to this point right here. So let's hop into a side view. It'd be left? No, it'd be like bottom or something. No, it wouldn't be bottom. What view would it be? It'd be like front, I think. There we go. Yeah. Come on now. All right, boom. Let's drag this out to about this point. I'm just guessing, right? I'm guessing. And let me get rid of this this image. There we go. Okay. All right, so we get this right up to this point. Bam. I hit D. We're gonna extrude again. Get us right up to that point. Boom. All right, and once we connect these, actually, let's see. How is this gonna work for the bevel? Because this is gonna come out, right, and connect right up in there somehow, right? And we want to bevel this MS, but it's hitting these points here. We want to bevel this one too. Boom. And boom, right? MS. And that is not doing what we need it to do. So okay, let me try this. Let me do a cut K twice, KK, right? And then we're gonna go, let me get rid of this X-ray view, this is confusing. I'm also gonna hide the camera, hit the first stopwatch twice, and that'll get rid of the brackets. We'll do another cut here. And I'm going to dissolve. Is this gonna ruin everything? We're about to find out. Boom, boom. This is probably gonna, what is it, MN? Dissolves, yep. So we can dissolve those points. And then we bevel this. Holding shift, bam, okay, MS. Horrible geometry. We'll fix that. What I'm trying to do is maintain the thickness of this thing, but it's off anyway, right? Back to the reference. Okay. So we'll have to open up the thickness of this, which means we might have to open up the thickness of that. To me, this is one of the harder parts of this thing. But we're gonna get there. We will get there. All right, we still have those edges selected. Wow, that geometry. That is just bad. What is going, is there something going on inside? No, it's just darkness. Here's what I'll do. We're gonna make cuts. And I'm gonna go back to what we had before. Before we had those diagonal cuts. I'm also gonna hide this dang grid because it's annoying. Filter, work plane, world axis, world grid. God, I always get that wrong. Work plane, yes. Still undoing. Make sure I get rid of those. Okay, sweet. So I'll still keep this adjustment because I like how the thickness matches. We'll go to our top view. Something like that. Okay. KL, that's going to be your loop cut tool. And I want to make some cuts based off of the reference. We'll do a cut like here, and then we'll do a cut, I don't know. I'm just making things up. We'll do a cut there. I want to keep this as a 45. UL is going to be your loop selection. And so like right in there somewhere. And I wish there was an easier way to do this. I should be able to like dissolve these bits. MN. Okay, so that kind of worked how I wanted it to there. This didn't work. Let's dissolve all of this and see if that works. MN. Maybe this will work. I gotta get those bottom ones. Hey, that did it. Okay, sweet. But it looks like I need to, this needs more thickness. So we need to bring these towards this point here. And I wonder if there's a way, like an easy way to do that. If I undo and I set the axis. How do I do this again? You can click, oh, the axis tool. It's like holding shift or something. All right, that's where I want the axis to be for these two pieces. So I can scale them to, oh, I'll do the cheat way. I'm gonna make a null object right here. So I'm hold control. Dang it, why does it not work? I should be able to make a null object right there. This point. I have to mess with the axis. This is like more involved to get this perfect. I'll eyeball it as much as I hate to eyeball it. I wonder if I could do snapping. Bam. I want to make sure it's right in the middle too. We'll see if this works. Who knows if this will work? The idea is just to have a point of reference for this thing. All right, so let's go ahead and dissolve this again. MN. MN. Okay, so we have this null object. We want to move this towards, okay, what I'm trying to do is just keep the thickness, right? You see how the thickness on this comes down? It'll be easier to see from here. This part, this angled part, is not as thick as it's the two perpendicular parts. And I wish I could just like scale this in. There must be a way. I am just not familiar with all of C4D's modeling tools. So I want this axis to come to, let's make this null object. This is so convoluted. Just a tiny little point, and then you see, because if I made it thicker, it's gonna take that with it. I don't want that to happen. Fiwi, hey, thanks for the super chat. Keep it up. I appreciate you. Alwyn Joseph, your kind words inspire me. My chances of failure is absolute 0. I appreciate that. Thank you for the positivity. I really do appreciate that. It does help me out. It really does help me out. Thank you. I mean, the cheat way is just to move this by a certain amount of points here. We can just say like, how many centimeters do we want to do? We can do plus 1. You can do math down here, which is cool. Plus 1. Okay, so that's the wrong direction. We'll go -2. Sweet. Okay, and then this one, we'll just find it. I'm looking at the bottom right, and it looks like it's going down. Oh, we'll do -2 as well. -2. Okay, is that better? Do we need to go further? Yes, we do. So let's do another -2 to this thing. And we'll do another -2 to this one. And is that better? Yes, it's a little bit better. And I feel like we might need to just do one more -1 and another -1. And that is probably the fastest way I can imagine doing that right now without knowing the better way. I'm sure there's a better way. Like I said, this isn't the right way. It's not the wrong way. It's just a way. Okay, right, so we have that connecting up to this thing. Now we needed to connect onto this. So based off the reference, right, it comes right up to this thing. And we'll connect that, no problem. Here's the issue. It appears that it appears that this piece is coming out of the middle of this cylinder here, like just like we're having it here, right? But when we get to this top part, it looks like it's way closer to the actual top of this thing, right? So I don't know where this is, some like MC Escher business going on right now. I don't know how it's like going up, because it's almost impossible for it to go up unless this is just offset and it's actually coming out of here and coming out this like sideway, but I don't know why it would be doing that. So this is where the creative liberties come in. I am probably just gonna roll with it as is right here and go from there. Yeah. Yeah. Because technically it'd be coming out of this top one. And we don't got time to do that right now because we got to finish or get as close to finished. Who knows if I'll finish this thing on stream. We're going for an hour now. Okay. We want to connect these, right? So here is what I propose we do. Let's take the bracket. And first off, let's connect these objects, right? So I'm going to grab this object. I'll grab this object. We're going to right click and we're going to right click and we're going to connect objects plus delete. And that's going to make this one object. And that's great. That's exactly what we want. Let's take all of these faces here. Our normals. Our normals. This should be orange. We need to flip the normals. We can do that by right clicking and going to align. We can reverse normals. UR. Oh no. But now these normals. Oh, all right. Let's go into side view. Deselect. Oh, this will be a little easier in point mode. I'll hold control and click point mode. And that'll keep our selection, but just the point mode version. I'm holding control again to deselect the good stuff. Leaving the bad stuff. Holding control again, I'll go to polygon mode, and we're gonna reverse our normals. Remember the shortcut, try and learn them. They help you. UR, bam. All right, so now this is all looking uniform and nice. Great. Next thing, I want to extend this so we can connect this properly. So let's go ahead and go into this little side view action, hit 0 and 0. 0, what's nice about 0, or rather what's nice about the rectangular selection tool is that it cuts through any points. It's not just visible only, it'll cut through everything. So it's really nice for selecting stuff. And I'm gonna just eyeball this once again. Bam. And then just to do it right, you can see technically these aren't lined up. So what I do, and technically this will mess with my angle here, but it's gonna be so small no one's gonna see. I'm gonna hit T and you can scale them, right? And basically it's really hard to see, but if you look at these points here, they are offset, believe it or not. And if I push and pull this, it's gonna move them further apart or closer together. But if you hold shift and snap it to 0, they're gonna perfectly line up. That is a super solid trick that I use all the time. Okay, next up, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna take the bottom of this and I'm also gonna push this up ever so slightly so that this will line up. Not good. Redo. Boom. Boom. All right, close enough. Bam. All right, so it's gonna lock in. Now I need to make that cut again. That's what I want. You see that shape right there? See how it's not moving? That's what I want. So bam, I'll hit that. Holding control. No, we are in point mode. Let's grab these. Let's go to edge mode, UL, loop selection, bam, holding control. And switch to points, and we will come down. So we've basically made a little port for it to connect to. We made that little cut. I'll line that up. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, now we gotta get up in here. It's nice and tight. We should. Now, in theory, I wonder if this works. If we just, with all of our might, if we just push this with all of our strength together, like there, so they're sitting on top of each other. I wonder, in theory, if I hit 0, get the rectangular selection tool, we should have 8 points selected. Perfect. Yep. And if I hit UO, it can be optimized. Will it go to 4 points? Nope. It will not. It will not. Let's pull it back. We need to connect this. There's many different ways. We can probably weld it. Bridge tool. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'll dissolve this MN. Bam. Now we're connected. We're linked. I think it's looking good. Johnny's videos. This is live? Yeah, it's live. What's up, Johnny's videos? Alrighty. So we got this thing connected. Yeah? But the shape is a bit different. There's a little thing going on here. It's like a bevel thing. What is the best way to do this? So this comes over, but it comes down. It kind of bevels down here and then comes out again. What's the best way to do this? But that's difficult because this side doesn't do it either. Okay, so it's a thing with the concept where there's some hiddenness back in here, where this is where the artist interpretation has to come back in. So basically we can leave it, right? We can bevel the edge here. For the sake of time, I want to leave it. But for educational purposes, that's a tricky one, y'all. It's a tricky one. I mean, this is all gonna be beveled anyway, but like, you know, we're gonna be doing this no matter what. 'Tis an illusion, indeed. Indeed. Maybe we'll return. Let's get a version. If we had, like, let's say this was going to be in a video game, right? Or it had to be delivered. Some completed version of this had to be delivered by the time 2 o'clock rolls around, which is in 2 hours from now. I would much rather have a blocked out version with a little detail then the most detailed module right here and nothing else. So let's get a version delivered. So important. That is so important. Have a version that you can deliver before you go into detail. So I am going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for now, y'all. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Executive decisions. Let's grab this. I also want to get that piece over there. How about we do something insane? How about we combine this bracket and this bracket into one bracket? Connect objects plus delete. So it's one thing now. Bam, it's the bracket. And I'm just going to grab both of these and push them up just a little bit. Sweet. I'm not going to worry about my bevels for now, because we're going to come back and do that with the subdivision surface. Let's see where we're at, yeah? Let's hop into camera view. Not bad. Not bad at all, y'all. Not bad at all. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's get the hood. That's the next big piece that defines its general shape, okay? So let's think about this. Let's take a look at this thing and see how it's looking. What's the best way to do this? So probably make this piece here and extrude it out. Does PureRef have like a pen mode or something? Like a drawing mode? I wonder. Huh. But yeah, this little piece here, let's model that. And this can probably be a symmetry situation. We'll push it out in that direction. Okay. So once again, we will hop into our side view, our right view. Cool. Let's go ahead and select the main module. Holding Control, I'll make a polygon. We'll set it to +X. And let's go ahead, up into our camera. Cool. And we'll line it up there. Boom. For now, that is fine. Make it editable. So we're just gonna hop right in. All right, so it looks like the back of this is flush, right, with the bottom of this thing. So this stays here. Then it kind of bevel or curves up right here, right up in there. And then I'm imagining this comes straight out. And the top looks like it's angled downwards. Okay. Let me think about this. So yeah, like this bit, both of these pieces come out. Hey, in 0, something like this, right? I'm imagining that stays flush, perpendicular rather, at right angles. This comes down like this. Maybe this comes up, but I like this look. I like this look better. And maybe we'll bring this somewhere like this. This comes out a touch, it seems, and we can bring this back. Cool. And then we have a bevel right here. So let's go ahead and make a cut. Just hitting KK twice, holding shift. We'll cut right through that, just make a straight line. And we also need, let's see, one, two, three, four. I'm trying to imagine this in my head here. Like if this came down, right? And then let's see. And then this came straight in like this. This came up. And these guys came in like so. I'm just trying to keep all these nice and straight and aligned. Something like that, yeah? This might need to come a little... This might need to come down a touch. And these come down towards that a little bit. And now let's hop in to our camera view and see how that lines up. Okay. Okay. So we imagined what it would look like. Now let's go ahead and try and line it up to this thing. Call this the hood. I'm gonna get rid of this point for now, which turns this into an n-gon, but we'll turn it back. MN, yeah, we dissolve that, and we can, where is it? Not disconnect, where is it? Dissolve, melt, collapse. I mean, backspace. Backspace. That's what we want. This kind of comes up. All right, so that's kind of okay. That's fitting our reference, which makes it look like this. And this shape looks pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. Let's bring our stuff back in. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And let's go ahead and make a cut just to get our shape back. Boom. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Thank you all for joining me during this. I really appreciate it. So are you guys following along? Thumbs ups in the chat if you guys are modeling along with me. Or if you modeled this yourself for the weekly challenge, give me a little smiley face. That way I know kind of what's going on, you know what I mean? That's all. That's all. We're getting back into it. All right. Let us see. Let us take a look. Okay, what's next? We need to extrude this bad boy. So I think we're gonna get up in here. We're gonna select these edges, or faces rather, and we're gonna just get nice and flush up against this thing, and we're gonna hit D, and we're going to Create caps. We're creating caps. We'll extrude it out. About the same length as the bracket piece. Eyeballing it. And let us make a slice. KL. We want this shape right here. We want this plus this cut into this. So we could try MO. And you know what? Yeah, okay. Many different things, many things. All right, so let me select those three, MO, and try and drag it into where's that thing. But you see how it starts getting all, let's solo it. We don't want it to do that. We just want it to do its own thing. So proportional, we try fixed distance, which, oh, wait, that works beautifully. I think that works perfectly. That's exactly what we want. Yep, that's exactly what we want. Fixed distance, yes, for the win. All right, let's just make sure that thickness is the same as that. We can maybe go a little further. Okay, that's not bad at all. That's not bad. I'm getting excited. Okay, let's grab these. We're gonna extrude these. We're not gonna do caps, because when you do subdivision surface, check this out, look what happens. So without caps, right, this is the right way. We're gonna extrude it, boom. We might need to make a cut here. You know what, I'm gonna call it. We need to do these on the outside. That's why I was like, so many things to think about. Man. Let's try a thing. Let's grab these. Wait, why is it? Oh, wrong tool. Wrong tool, y'all. Shift click. Bam. Bring that in. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Just like that. On both sides. Wonderful. That's what we want. And then we want to KK. Bam, bam. Snappy snap. Same on the booty. Ha. Sweet. Okay, so back to that example. We want to extrude these, yeah? Over to this side, right? For the hood. Yep. Got it. So if we do that, and we extrude it without caps, let's do the bad example first. Let's create caps. Boom. If we go inside, you can see there's a wall, there's geometry blocking. There's geometry inside here. And if we put this in a subdivision surface, it's gonna, oh, wrong one. It might do a weird thing. Is it doing this weird thing? I don't know. Let's make some cuts and see. It's not doing the weird thing. Oh, maybe it is doing the weird thing. It is doing the weird thing. See how it's slicing it right down the middle like that? We're like, why is it doing that super harsh cut? Well, that's because we have that cap on the inside. So if I undid all that and we extruded it again, I'm hitting D for extrude tool. You can also right click and find the extrude tool. Let's uncheck create caps. This is the right way. All right, we'll push it out. And then now when we throw it in a subdivision surface, bam, it's acting normally. We get that soft edge, it's not pinched. So you gotta be careful about caps and not caps, because it took me a while to figure out why the heck it was acting that way. And at this point, it's like, okay, there's geometry inside of my geometry. We want it to be hollow. All right, so let's do this with symmetry, shall we? So we'll take this point, we'll extrude to the 0, 0 mark. Boom. right? We have to eyeball it right in there. And then let's go ahead and grab the points, select all those points, and we should be able to, if we hit W, let's see, hold on. Wait a second. Why is it all off like that? Why is it off like that? What the heck? Is it, that's weird. If I hold control, will it do that? Oh, wow. So a bevel sets it off like that. Let me show you guys that one more time. So I'll do the bevel. You see how it goes off? It's not, it starts getting off center for some reason. But if I hold control and just make new geometry, it'll stay centered. Oh, wait a second. I'm just noticing this. That's not good. So we need to fix this with our little secret. Boom. All right, so we're gonna select all these on this side. We're gonna hit T. We're gonna snap them together, holding Shift to 0. Do the same here. All right, this little tip is coming back. Bam. And looking at the chat now, we got a number of people modeling with me, and we got some people who had did this challenge in the past. So that's cool. Heck yeah, I'm glad you guys are hanging in with me. Okay. So we just kind of straightened this thing out. Right? Let's line it up again. And now, in theory, if we do this bevel, or this extrude rather, it should extrude straight. Yeah, it's working properly now. I'm glad we caught that early on. I'm very glad we caught that early on. Okay, so we want to center these up with 0, 0. Right? So if we set our coordinates to world, they're set to object reference. If we go to world, we can zero out its X value so that when we hit the hood with a symmetry, are these modifiers technically? I don't know the exact name. Where are you? Symmetry? I know you're in here. There you are. Boom. It's just on the wrong side. We gotta flip. Oh, it's a, I see. It's going off of the axis. So we need to get the axis on 0 as well for the whole object. So we go object mode. We can see our axis is here. We want it to be on the X axis. So if we go to the axis center tool, which you can find by hitting Shift C, typing axis center, yeah, boom. And I got it pinned up here because, you know, I use it all the time. Let's do auto update. There we go. I just slid it all the way to the far point of the model. This will take it to where the model reaches its limits, right? So we just slid it to the far minus 100% of this model, and I know it's lined up on 0, 0 because we typed it in. We'll execute it. Boom. Yeah, done. Now if we hit the symmetry, it'll work perfectly, and we can just go ahead and make that. You know, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now, because we'll come back. Another thing too, if we set this to a subdivision, you see how it's all janky? That's because there's geometry inside once again. So that is simply because we have a little cap here. So we just need to delete that. Boop. And now it'll do it properly. Cool. Hey, not too bad, huh? Not too bad, not too bad. We got a super chat. Oh my goodness. Hans Hauser, crushing it with the super chat. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Very generous of you. My outfits are on point. Not gonna lie. Hey, thank you so much. I got this shirt in Birmingham. Jeez. I got it in Birmingham in the UK. It's a, I don't know, it got some video game stuff, Japanese characters on it. Looking a little bright here. Let's turn this down. I was in London. No, I was in Birmingham for some convention. I forget what convention. Yeah, long story. I got the shirt on the other side of the world. That not important. Back to it. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Oh, we got double? Goodness gracious, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Wow. Very kind of you. Thank you, thank you. We got 420 people up in the chat today. Looking good. Looking very good. What was I doing in Birmingham? I was in, not Alabama. 5 hours outside of London. That Birmingham. It was called like Insomniac or Insomnia Convention or something. It was the funniest thing, guys. Oh, this story is hilarious. I gotta tell the story. So I went with this company called 3 Black Dot. Good friend of mine used to, he owned it. He used to work or as a co-owner. And they flew me out to be at their booth to do signings. And their brand 3 Black Dot is it's a bunch of gamers. It's full of a bunch of like let's play gamers and streamers, mega uber popular, insanely popular. And I'm just me. Like I make short films. This was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And they're like, yeah, we'll fly you out. I'm like, are you sure? Like, I'm down. Like, fly me out. Absolutely. I love traveling. You're gonna pay for a ticket. Let's go. You know, big old convention center. Y'all know it's E3 vibes, Comic-Con vibes, right? And the booth is huge. They have me set to do these signings alongside these uber popular let's play streamers, right? The lines are massive. They're wrapped around the booth. And I'm sitting at the end of this table with a couple other guys. I think I'm trying to remember who was there. I don't know if it was Markiplier or like, you know, a bunch of other, you guys get the point, right? And people are going down the line and they're like, oh my God, they're freaking out about their favorite streamers, right? And they're like, oh my, sign my shirt. Like they have their shirts and all their inside jokes and they're like doing out, right? And then they get to me and they're like, nice. And this went on for a full day. And I had like little posters. I think I had like Carbon Warfare posters. And people were like, I think I got like 2 or 3 pity buys where they were like, oh, like you could feel the awkwardness. Like they didn't know who I was, but they're like, that's kind of cool. Sweet. No, it wasn't even merchandise. It was signatures. I was signing the posters and giving them away. And people were like, who are you? I'll take one of those, I guess. It was so awkward. It was like going to it, like doing a signing with Jackie Chan. And you're just like, what are you doing here? So I started just drawing everyone in line. I was so bored. I was like just drawing everyone while they were in the line. And they would come by and they would see their drawing. They'd be like, oh, that's so good. And then they would just go on their way. And I was like, at least that's like more of like a positive reaction. Yeah, that was rough. So that's the convention where I got this shirt at. Good times. Back to it. It was a funny story. It was a good stuff. All right, so we got our hood. Let's get our antenna. I think that's next for us. So we have to figure out how to attach this thing. Definitely a cylinder that's tapered down. So let us do a cylinder, or rather, no, it's a cylinder. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's a cylinder. Let us go ahead and drop it to 0 height segments. We can do 8. I'll just keep it at 16 for now. Whatever. Hop out of the camera. And where did my slider go? There we go. Let's get rid of that for a second. drop the radius, get it over to the side there where it belongs. Sweet. All right. So, oh, it's Connor. It's Connor. Oh, and it's Papaxo. What's up, Papaxo? How are you doing? Good times. Heck yeah. Good people in the chat. Connor, this was all you're doing. This was your idea. It's a great idea. I like the idea of technical challenges. Okay. Let's figure out where it needs to cap out at, right? So let's bring our guy back in. Oh, it's kind of doing a thing where it goes off to the right side. It kind of looks like a modem. Let me see, hold on. It's a bit like my internet that I just unplugged, so the stream's gonna die in 2 seconds. But basically it looks a little bit like this, right? No, I'm just kidding. We're good. And it kind of like goes off to the side a little bit. But this one looks like it's modeled in a way that's not coming straight off the back. It's not, let's see if I can demonstrate for y'all. It's not coming straight off the back of this thing. It's kind of coming out, right? It's coming out and then going up. So I have to figure out what that looks like. I have to kind of make it up. Okay. So let's move this over here, right? We'll bring it up. And let's give it 8 sides. We'll throw it into a subdivision surface. And let's just see here. Let's see. So I'll also save a new version. Scanner B. Q will toggle back and forth. And before I make any cuts, I want to taper this thing down, yeah? So I'll make the cylinder editable. And these are just tapered down about so. Maybe a little, maybe a little thicker. And we get to a point where like somewhere up in here, it starts to curve around. Okay, I'll grab that. Probably like somewhere here. It starts making a move for the center. So if I control drag this out, this starts to get tough because let's see, I could come down like this. And it tapers too. Comes to like, does one of these things. And that's actually not the worst. It's not the worst, okay? KL, we're gonna make a loop cut. We wanna get real nice and choppy. Bam, nice and, ooh, even more so. Let's see if we can't really slice it. Oh wait, I'm just doing a weird thing. Hold on, let me change it back to proportional. Boom, boom. Something like that. And then I'll get the top two at this point, just so it looks normal. And then down here, this is when we have to start making stuff up, because let's go back to our camera view. Come on now. Come. So it's looking close, you know. So we can drop that down a little bit further. That's great. Good to know. Good to know. Hit 0 points, and we'll just push this down. Yeah, just like that. That's good. And it kind of bulges out a little bit, actually. It's not super straight. So I can grab these. We can scale them up a ton. It's because my Z was locked. Oh no. It didn't really hurt us in this situation, but I'm glad I just realized that. Bam. And let's open this up as well. A little thicker. And then I'm gonna make a cut right here and just kind of open it up just a little bit. Maybe slide this down to follow the shape of that a little bit more. Yeah, it almost has some like roundness to it, it looks like. But maybe that's too much roundness. Yeah, maybe that's a bit much. So we can undo that last part. It's good for now. It's good for now. So that's not bad, actually. And hey, while we're at it, let's make that little cut in there. Oh, you know what's weird? Okay, you know what's weird is that our hood is obscuring this slice, which it shouldn't be. And it could be an angle thing, but it might also just be our hood is in the wrong place. So let me take another look at the hood really quick. So we'll go to our geometry, and our, okay. So when we extruded it, it went too far. All right, let's see. Let's go back to our hood. And yeah, I think we just extruded it too far. Very small amount. Actually, I feel like it's close. It's really close. Might have to cheat it a little bit. Wondering if this hood can, or the antenna, which I'm probably spelling wrong, and antenna, that's probably spelled wrong for sure. That's definitely antenna. How they expect antenna? Antenna. That's a weird word. Antenna. Anyway, not spelled right. Whatever. We can push it out a little bit more. Just to kind of make up for it just a little bit. I'll buy that. Yeah, it's not gonna be perfectly aligned to our reference. So it's chill to go off book just a little bit in this case for this specific situation. Let's make those cuts in here. I'll get rid of this one. We don't need that one right now. But I do want to make these cuts. Bam. One and two. Okay, then we're going to take that and we'll push them in. They go in quite a bit, it seems. And it looks like it almost tapers in a touch. Just a little bit. Boom, and boom. It's pretty soft. I feel like it needs to go in more. There we go. Yeah, something like that. We can adjust it as need be, but that's not bad at all. We have our antenna. I'm not really too concerned about the back right now. All right. What's next? So the handle, we got to do some detail work on. We can block out the trigger potentially. Next, we could also, I mean, we basically have everything locked in. I think the trigger and this little like light is the last thing we need. So let's start with the light. And we'll go from there. Okay. Man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this thing on stream. I'm not gonna be able to do like production quality on stream here. But let's keep moving, shall we? Gotta keep moving. So here we want this cylinder right on this edge. And I wonder, is there a way to like pop this out? So if I do UP, that's gonna break this piece off. Disconnect, I believe. UP is disconnect. No, that's UD. It's like break up, I think, is the name of the tool. Why can't I find it? It's probably in here. Oh, split. That's how I remember it. Break up. UP. That's the shortcut. So maybe if so you see how the axis changed, right? And if I hold control and make a cylinder, dang. That's because, let's see. Boom, cube 2. We want to center the axis to cube 2, right? So we reset and execute. Yeah. But if I do like a 45, is this exactly 45? It may not be exactly 45, but I think it just happens to be. Then, now that our axis is lined up, we can hold control and make that cylinder, and it's going to be perfect, right? Plus X, yes. And we'll scale this down. Amazing. And we'll call this light. Yes, indeed. All right, so we'll just kind of get that in place. And we'll get a cylinder in place. Another one, I'll just control drag this up, scale it down, open it. Looking at the reference on the other screen here. get this locked in. And then, well, technically, you know, instead of a cylinder, let's go with the pill. Where are you, capsule? It's gonna be better that way. The curve will be perfect. Yeah, and we'll get in there and make it all nice. All right, so that's that in place. Let's make sure it kind of matches generally with that. Yeah. Based off of my reference I'm looking at right here, it seems to be right. I think the capsule might be a little big. Something like that. Cool. And then let's hit the little switch, this little button right here. For that, let's get some cubes in place first and foremost. So I'll select the cylinder and hold control. Let's get this out of here. Call that trigger. We're actually gonna group it. Trigger, cool. Get that up there. Bam. 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 And it looks like it goes beyond. It's doing a thing where like, artistic. This is the artistic interpretation here. So this yellow matches up with this gray, and it looks like the red is a side switch or something. And then we have this cube. So let's see. That's something like that. And we have the red. Also in there, but we also have like a trigger. So I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. And let's make sure the knob is where it needs to be. Looks like it needs to be a little larger, a little flatter. Something like that. Cool. Okay. I think we officially have our blockout. Maybe minus a couple little screws and stuff, which I'll just throw that in really quick on the side here. And grab our bracket. Let's make a cylinder plus X. something like, what's gonna hinge on this thing? We want it to actually work, right? So if this hood pivots from that point, it should in theory close over the top of this thing, but I don't know, it wouldn't work unless it's like up here. But it has it back here. That's fine. That's just running through the whole thing. Cool. All right, where to go from here? Just cause I want to know what this thing looks like if I render it. Let's do a plane. Boom, and, or rather, no, forget the plane. Let's just set a little octane thing up. So let's do octane glossy material. What the heck? There we go. Geometry. Cool. Let's get the live viewer into the scene, and you're gonna crash on me? No, it will not. Amazing. Oh wait, now it's gonna crash. Good times. Good times. What? Thank you, Papoxo. Keeping it real. Let's try and open it this way. Nope, another crash. Well, that's not good. See you, Marwan. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Was it the crash that did it? It was the crash, wasn't it? How about we open recent project? There we go. Let's try that again, shall we? Come on. Thank you. I'll save a new one. Scanner C. I want to make a octane sky. I'll make two of them. One of them will have an HDRI. The other will just have the background, okay? So the bottom one will be the background. That's going to be a visible environment, which will just leave it to black, right? The top one is when we'll load our HDRI. This was actually on the server. We're supposed to light it with this. And let us hide these from the viewport. We don't need to see those. Let's switch to path tracing. We'll lock it. We'll set it to 0.5 and render. All right, so this happens sometimes. You got to go to the HDRI, click it, and set the color profile to linear. Nice. It's not bad. Nice, I like that. And then I'll just adjust the material a little bit so it's not as glossy. Up the roughness. All right, so this would be like the deliverable version. If we had to deliver right now, this is at least a version. At least it's some sort of version that represents its shape. And if the buzzer went off right now, then at least we would define what this thing is with what we did in the last 2 hours roughly. So I have about an hour left to work on this. So where do we want to focus our energy? Like my gut says the handle and the screen. I think the screen is more important because that more clearly defines what this is. The handle, obviously that's a handle, but what is this thing? There's a monitor on it. I think that's the last thing we're missing. So let's focus on the monitor and we'll get some detail work in the monitor and we'll see how much time we have from there. I don't think I'll be able to finish this entire thing on the stream, but it is what it is. Yeah, CRT screen. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm feeling good about this. It's not too bad. If I spent, if I spent all day on this, I could probably finish it. Maybe 2 days would be nice. Yeah, cap the handle, hit it with the screen. I'll feel good. Okay. Again, for those of you guys stopping by, this is concept art by the artist Arthur Mogne. There's no way I can be pronouncing this last name right. I'm so sorry. His all of his links are in the description, so definitely check him out. He has really, really cool stuff. He's a great concept artist. I love it. Amazing. Okay. Night Cow, thank you. I got this. I got this. Yes. Okay, let's work this monitor in, shall we? All right, so this is gonna be tricky. This is going to be tricky. All right. Solo this thing. And just in case, I'll make a duplicate. Let's clean this up a little bit. It's a little messy. We got our main module, cube. Let's bring this back. This is our light. No, we don't need that cube anymore. That was a reference cube. That is our light. Yes, indeed. That's our main guy. Okay. That's fine. All right, so how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I think the first thing I'll do is symmetry. We'll make it editable. Hold shift. Delete it. Make sure the axis is still in the center. Yeah, holding Alt. We're gonna throw symmetry on it. Awesome. Okay. So that's good. We got our symmetry. The only thing I'm worried about are these little, like, these holes up here. These are terrifying for me. Absolutely terrifying for me. right? So we got that, yeah. And I could easily just, you know, grab this and that's 2P. How do I do this? I feel like I'm going about this the wrong way right now. If I started with a polygon, I make it editable, I cut it in half. We hit it with symmetry. We bring this up here, we bring this out here. We make a couple cuts here and here and get rid of this bit here. That way, when we throw a subdivision surface on this, lots of grunting and okay, that's actually not half bad. Now it's better to find the shape here and just open this up a little bit more. Okay. So now, like, yeah, this is just tricky. This is gonna take me the rest of the stream, I feel like. From here, let's see, because we want to inset this. Oh, so tricky, so tricky. Let's see, MW and, but we just want it, we don't want it in the center. For this, I might actually just bake the symmetry down. Get rid of that. Something like that. This is tough. I'm gonna cut it again and get our symmetry back. And let's see if we can't clean up some of the geometry. Again, this is MDK's example. So beautiful. So well done. Goodness gracious. MDK, how long have you been modeling? And where did you learn from? And by the way, MDK here in the chat is UC. Jarvinen? Yarvinen? Butchering that. Apologies. Apologies. Yeah, this is beautiful. Everything's evenly spaced out. Ah, it's so perfect. So good. So good. Masterclass right here. Right? Super clean. MDK, you need to be doing this stream, dude. All right. "20 years of modeling." Yeah, that's... There you go. Drew, what's up? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. One step at a time here. One step at a time. Okay, so we need to make some cuts, yeah? Boom. Boom. And we want to square this off, so I'll make a cut here. Bam, so that's nice and square. I'll do the same here as well. Boom. And boom. It's not bad. It's not bad. The geo could probably be cleaner. This corner is a little funky. What's going on here? Oh, it's one of these situations. All right, so here's before. That's before. Wait, what is that? Why are these black lines still here? That's super weird. Huh. Should be able to just do that cut and then dissolve these guys. Weird. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, wait a second. That's strange. Okay. So that's correct. But when the symmetry comes along, it screws it up. That's so weird. I think I need to just redo the symmetry. What? Weld points? Why is it doing that? Is it doing some funky, like... Or do those lines not actually exist? Oh man, I'm so stumped. Is it just not at 0, 0? Are these not line? Oh, what is this? That's it. But I think I needed those pieces. I don't know how this ended up over here though. That is weird. Darth Invader, what's up? Did I watch new episodes of Love, Death, and Robots? I did actually. I did. I saw episode 3, the one that y'all were saying was like the render challenge, which I could see how it's very similar, but there's no way that I don't think they saw the render challenge and then did that, because I mean, you're dragging someone, it's all part of the story. She's dragging the other pilot through the wasteland, and like that just happened to work out for the story, right? And there's only so many shots you can capture of someone pulling someone through the wasteland, so it just happened to really look like it, which I thought was really cool, but I don't think it was intentional. And then I saw like the rats one, where the guy like got the rats out of his barn, and the final episode, the last episode, that was incredible. Really liked that one. Okay. All right. Let's get a move on. So I want to cut like a little screen sliver thingy in here. You'll see what I mean in a second. Basically, I'm just going to take this and extrude it. I'll go a little bit, I'll go a lot, and I'll go a little bit. And then I'll do one on top of here. That way there's like a little seam. What on earth? Who on... Get out of there! Get out of there! Yeah. Sweet. All right, done. Not bad. Not too shabby. Okay. Now let's connect it to the greater piece. How are we gonna do that? How on earth are we gonna do this? Bring it back. I'm gonna make a little executive decision here and just kind of pull these guys back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of push those back a little bit. Just like that. Cool, cool. Now as for this cube, what we can do, I'm going to try and do it just from this screen. See how this is going to be possible. Wish me luck. I'm gonna grab all the sides here. And extrude it out. We're gonna go ahead and line up our our center bits, right? So, hey, we'll get them lined up on 0, 0, and then we'll of course zero them out here. Bam, all right, so that's good, right? I'll do the same here. I'll line those up, and this needs to be lined up. Generally, yep, that works. Sweet. This is looking a little crunchy up here, but I knew that this was going to be a thing. All right, what's the best way to do this? I wonder if this is where the tries come in. I wonder. Okay, I'm gonna try and line it up to the cube that we have. Make sure the proportions are correct. Sweet, all right. So I know those are my boundaries. I think I just need to get a cube up in here, or up a polygon. Let's see if I... All right, all right, all right. Try making a polygon. Let's get it up in here. Let's do connect plus delete. Bridge tool, that's what we want. That still has tries. What's the move on this? Problem is I just made it smaller. I made the problem smaller. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get rid of this. Because I don't want to have an end gone. That's a 5-sided situation. Oops. Get. Like if I do. Let's see. All right, Soto's in my ear. What do you say, Soto? Let's see. First, I gotta get this. Boom. Yeah, that works. That works. Now I gotta cut a hole out of this? Nah, I ain't. Jeez. All right. That's not bad. That is not bad. Let's make. Wait a second. Are these It's all good. It's not really, but it's all good. Ugh. It could be better. I could be better. But you know, it's okay. It's gonna be alright. Alright, let's get rid of this. Okay. And let me grab all the edges. And we'll go in like this. And extrude inner. A little bit more. I'm just trying to find a way to like section this off. And then blend it into the cube. Okay, that is not the worst. Though I do feel like it's a little small here and it needs to come up. What? Who? Get. Hey. Goodness. Goodness gracious. Unless that's making cuts. I'm making unwarranted cuts. That's so hard to tell now. Okay. We're managing. And then I want to take this over. I see what it's missing actually. It's missing the seam. This is involved. Man, this is involved. It's missing this seam here. Get rid of these guys. Get rid of those guys. These need to be sharpened. Who knows if that... Oh, man. What's the best way to sharpen this? I don't know. I'm running out of time here. Running out of time. I think I'll have to live with it. Because I gotta finish. What else? Man, we might not have time. Let's see. Okay, so let me check on one thing really quick. So we got about 30 minutes left. I want to show you what everyone else did. Because we have, I think, 80 versions of this thing. And I want to show you guys, like, the difference between perfect ones, between really good ones, between ones that are just okay and ones that kind of ended up in just this blockout version. So maybe I'll go for another 5 or 10 and then I'll hop in and show you guys all of these scanners from the community. It's really cool to see, actually. Okay. Maybe we can bevel the brackets. Let's try that. Okay. The brackets. Okay, cool. So let's see. I'll throw these into subdivision surface as well. Turned into some putty. I like that. All right. Let's see if we can make some cuts, yeah? The right cuts. Correct cuts. So we need to sharpen up these edges. Nice. 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 Right, how this part will work, I don't know. Mm-hmm. 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 Don't know if that's the best answer, but it is an answer. Nice, okay. Ooh, we need to make some cuts here as well. We need to preserve this. Let's see if we can't get some like beveled edges on this side. So we could bevel this. We could bevel this. How that corner is gonna work, I don't know. I want to bevel this, 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 this. Basically just the contours of this whole thing. Yeah, how that's gonna work, I don't know. Let's give this a shot. That's not bad. That's a quad at least, so that's good. I'm gonna try there. So it still looks gummy. We need to sharpen it up. So let's see about making some cuts there and there. Ah, okay, so that starts to get off there. Yeah, this is where it gets tricky because I don't quite know exactly how this should go. Especially these corners too. Okay, I wonder if this could be done. Or if that's just a big no-no. Who knows? This is where my modeling skills start to fail me here. These ones are obvious. That's good. Oh, this one's tough. It's going all over the place. I wanted to go here, down, down, but I think that because this isn't, because this is a triangle, it's throwing it off. But if I were to bevel this, it would throw that. That would just make another triangle. So I'm stumped here. I think this would require just a lot more time getting in here and like tricky. Very tricky. Yeah. Really stumped on these corners here. I don't quite understand how to get those looking clean with these bevels. Very tough. Otherwise, you know, I'm just doing this. And it's certainly not the cleanest. Yeah, because that needs to continue. Like this whole bottom piece needs a thing. So tricky. So tricky. Ah, and this back is rough. Better, but not the best. Brutal. But not the worst. But not the worst. Let's see what a little bit of Octane looks like. Let us get to our camera view. Boom. Save it out. All right. Okay. Not bad for nearly 3 hours. We got it blocked out. We got a little bit of detail in there. But this is no joke, y'all. This is no joke. Now that you saw what I did in 3 hours, let's see what the community did in a week. 6 days, roughly. Let me show you guys this thing. This is really cool. Let us open up. Where is it? Ah, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. Weekly challenge. Boom, boom. Okay, so this is everything. This is every scanner made by the entire community. Let's switch things up. Let's get it to the tech challenge. Let's theme it up a little bit. Let's get a little tech challenge review going. Boom. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. So this is every single one made by the community. We've graded these, right? Connor, Ronan, MDK, they all hopped in to the mod chat yesterday and they graded every single one of these one by one and labeled them from S tier to A tier, B tier, and then participation. And also MDK put together this super cool graphic. Let me save it out really quick for you guys. And I'll open this thing up. Boom. This entire image right here of all the different ones rendered out. Thank you, MDK, for this. That is amazing. All these different renders. S-Class was hard to get. It was really hard to get. MDK, one of the only two who got to S-Class. Of course, you've been doing it for 20 years. But that's the whole point, guys. It's a technical challenge. It's a very difficult challenge. You see all these nice renders, and we'll get into this. This will be uploaded to the weekly challenge winners channel on the Discord server just in a little bit here. So you guys can go in and find your name and see what rank you got and everything. But let's hop in real quick and take a look at these. So I zoom in. Look how nice this is. Both of these. So this is MDK and this is also Roman Grzanowski. Apologies. I butchered that. These both got the S rank. So congratulations to you guys. Yeah, MDK, absolutely beautiful here. Very clean. You can kind of see the difference here and how you did this. Oh, this is so nice to see the answer. Very, very beautiful how you put this together. My goodness. So good. So good. Perfect hole cut out and everything. Wow. That's amazing. So nice. Let's see if we can't snap this to center this up. Yeah, so you have these different modules here. We didn't even get to this piece, but you put that together really nicely. Wow. I know some of you guys had trouble on the tape here, but that looks really nice. It's snug and held closely to the actual handle. Really good stuff. This one as well, hugged to the handle. Yeah, this one might need to be subdivided once more, perhaps, or pulled up a little bit more. It could also be the angle I'm viewing it now. Let's see. Yeah, I also wonder if some of the wireframes transferred over in the FBX as well. Or the subdivision surface, rather. But I love this. I love that you like took the time to do your extra little pieces here, these little hooks. So instead of doing holes, you did an additive process on that. I thought that was really nice. These two are looking absolutely beautiful. And then we have the A tiers. These are darn close. These are really good, really close. And I wonder, I'm trying to see here if I let me try re-importing this and see if all ranks. Subdivision surface. So I guess they didn't come with the subdivision surface. Let's see if I subdivide this. Look a little bit better. As well as this guy. Yeah. Yeah, much better. Much better, much better. Same deal? Yeah, much better. I don't think the subdivisions came with this, so a little tough. But you guys can see them all in this beautiful image that I'd pulled up, which will be in the weekly challenge winners to see them in their full glory. This will just give you guys a brief kind of rough idea. These are the different A's. They're all kind of different shapes and sizes. It's cool to see. They're not all perfect. Every single one of these is custom made, handmade, which makes every one of these very special. I love that. Super cool. And then these are the B's here. Let's see. These just needed a little bit more work. Maybe a bit more work on the shape of it. A bit more work on cleaning up your geometry, perhaps. And if you guys have any questions as to why you got the rank that you got, definitely hit up MDK or Connor on the server, on the Discord server link below, and they can give you a nice description of like what you guys need to work on. But these are looking really nice. I just love that there's almost 90 different versions of this. Yeah, you see this one's just shaped a little bit differently. It's still pretty clean, but it is a technical challenge. We're trying to get as close to the original 2D concept as possible. And then we had the participation grade, which for a number of reasons could be shape. This one might be shape. Could also be just like closer to a blockout than a final. You see here, less of a shape, but again, it could be the subdivision surface. Whoa. It'll be near impossible for me to go into all this and add all the subdivision surfaces needed, but y'all get the point. Oh, I like this. I like this extra little button thing that you had here. It's cool. It's cool to see all the artists do this in their own way. And I just love... Let me pull up this image one more time. Did I desktop it? Where'd it go? No. Wait, where the heck did I put it? Yeah, here we go. Boom. It's just so cool to see all of these together rendered out nicely like this. All these little gadgets and trinkets. So there's different, you guys can also check your rank too on the server in the check my rank. You can go to the top, check your rank, and you'll see how many S, A, B, or P points you have based off of S rank, A tier, B tier, or participation tier. And you guys will know, but this will also be posted up in the weekly challenge winners server or channel as well for you guys to see that. So that's pretty fun. It was cool to do a technical challenge for the first time. We did it because I was going away and we wanted to... Oh, test. Test. I'm going back. Hello. Test. All right, so I guess my audio is back on this one. Anyway, thank you, Soto. It's good to have you in my ear. That's why we got Soto behind the scenes setting things up. Let me know if something's going wrong. So I appreciate that. So yeah, it was really fun doing this technical challenge with you guys. It's very difficult. Modeling is very, very difficult, especially to get it precision, nice and precise and accurate, to get your loop cuts nice and accurate, without any errors or glitches, to get your proportions correct. But this is a great way to train, to take something from 2D to 3D, to custom model something yourselves as opposed to downloading an asset. I learned quite a bit doing this. I want to do more of this. I want to finish this thing. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, you know, we are doing more of these technical challenges. This is the first one. We'd like to try and do one once a month. And we want to start catering these, or not catering, but theming these challenges and shaping these weekly challenges to better prepare you for the new community challenge coming up in a little bit. No announcement on that yet, but it's coming. So join the Discord server, hang out there, hop into these weekly challenges to, you know, to get ready, get good for the monthly challenge coming up soon. And also, guys, subscribe if you ain't subscribed already. If you guys want to definitely subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Yeah, I already said it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. In the meantime, let's see if we can't take some little Q&A with you guys. Y'all have been hanging out. So if you have any questions, I'm here with you guys. Let's switch back and see if the audio is good. Testing. No, not seeing it. Can you guys hear me? Full screen. A thumbs up if you guys can hear me full screen. Or thumbs down if you can't hear me. Testing. So yeah, I'm hanging out with y'all for another 5 minutes or so. If you guys have any questions, throw them my way. Thank you guys for doing this with me. That's a challenge for sure. I thought I could finish this whole thing on stream. No way. Craziness. Wondrous, you did your technical challenge in 30 minutes? Goodness. Oh, audio's fine. Thank you, Ronan. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. But this scene has lower volume. Interesting. So I have a stream in 2 weeks. I'm trying to figure out what I should do. If you guys have any suggestions, I am open to it. And then I have a pre-edited one coming up at the end of June. I'm trying to figure out what that video will be. I'm considering doing a video on how to make windshield or windscreen or imperfections. So if you're doing any sort of car model, you can drop that onto your windshield and you'll have like an accurate windshield imperfection with like the wipers and everything and like all the dust and grime and bugs up in the upper part. And you can just slap that on your car models. I'm wondering if that will be handy for you guys. I'll make a pack of something like that. It'd also be interesting to do spider webs. You could do like spider web alphas. I thought of a tutorial like that. And then you just do a little cloth sim on it. Could be interesting. Esperito. Will the upcoming challenge require modeling? As a complete noob to 3D, modeling this challenge was difficult but fun. I guess I'm asking if there's a skill ceiling for the challenge. We want to keep the challenges, this is in general speaking, right? I want to keep the challenges as attainable as possible for as many artists as possible. So if you're just starting out, you can still participate. You don't have to like model a character from scratch. Like this last one, Infinite Journeys, was tough because we had a character in the foreground, and character work is extremely difficult. However, like take alternate realities for an example. The character is more in the midground, and it was more about the environment. And there's a lot of tools and plugins and just free assets that you guys can pull to make an environment. Because Unreal Engine is free, Quixel is free. With that alone, you can do so much. Blender is free, of course. But for these challenges, we want to keep it as attainable as possible. So I think I can say with confidence, for now at least, that custom modeling is not required. I don't think custom modeling has ever been required, unless dynamic machines counts as like having to custom model stuff. But yeah, we want to keep it as open as possible and as attainable as possible, and as inspiring as possible for the artists to step up to the plate and like do their best, you know? Let's see, pyramid scheme. Where can one send challenge ideas for like the Infinite Journeys challenge? I don't know. Discord is good. Usually, yeah, probably Discord is probably the best. Let's see. Espirito, hey, no problem at all. If you guys can just at me in the chat, it's a lot easier to see these questions. Mitch, hey man, what's up? Maybe do a quick video on modeling and rendering and compositing that into real footage, something quick and easy, doable in a stream. Oof, that's a lot on a stream. I've done deep dive videos like the robot tutorial. I kind of have two videos that talk about what you're talking about. The first one is like, it's the one where I model a pen, my headphones, my knife, and my water bottle. I model all that stuff. I light it, I render it, and have it look as beautiful as possible. And then I have another video called How to Turn Yourself into a Robot. And that one is me filming footage, tracking the footage, getting a 3D model from CG Trader, bringing it into C4D, lighting it, matching the lighting from the footage to the 3D scene, exporting and compositing. So in both of those videos, you kind of get like essentially what you're asking for. I did a stream where I made a hole in the ground, if you scroll back, but also I think the ultimate video, the one you're looking for, I realized I already did this. Apologies. All right, so here's the real answer. I have a video, if you scroll down, it's called like my full VFX workflow, and it's of a newspaper stand. And I model it, texture it, film footage, track the footage, drop the 3D element into it, match the lighting between the footage and the 3D scene. I render it, composite it, export, and it's like a 55-minute long video, but it has everything for you. It has everything you're asking. All right, let's see what else you guys got. I see some mentions here. Have I considered doing stuff like visual content for the music industry? Video jockeys and animators are in huge demand in the EDM. Not really. When it comes to 3D, my passion lies in creating 3D environments. That's my favorite thing to do. So outside of that, like I'm trying to write a movie, you know, I'm posting videos, running this channel. So there's a lot I have going on. Creating those kind of abstract renders, they're cool, but I'd rather be making environments, to be honest. What would you do to make an FBX file smaller? I don't know. Delete unwanted stuff. Try rendering out different versions of an FBX. I personally don't know. Try an OBJ. I don't know. I don't think I have a good answer for you. I'm sorry. Wondrous, will there be something more than a month-long challenge? Yes, we are planning a longer challenge than 1 month. And I can't wait to talk details about it because we got some incredible ideas. Stay tuned. Why did I leave Corridor? Did you watch the video? Son, you gotta watch the video. Watch the video. It's in the video. It's on Corridor's channel. Watch the video. That's why I left. I didn't lie. The truth is in the video. And there's no ill will. Let's see, what else? Any advice on taking that scary leap in life? Okay, I guess that's connected. Boy. It's kind of what the movie I'm writing is about. Is taking that leap. I mean, here's what I'll say. If you're working a job, if you're doing something that either you don't enjoy or you foresee not enjoying for whatever reason, and you're doing things in your spare time that you love, and you want to be doing what you love as your job, I'd say keep doing the thing you love doing in your spare time. That's number one. Do it for long enough that you know, I love this and I can do this. And just try and do it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more until let's just make it easy, until your full-time job and your hobby, right? You're doing your full-time job up here and you're doing your hobby down here, and you want your hobby to be the main thing, right? So just keep doing this, right? You have your full-time job, that's your stability, okay? But keep doing this in your spare time and try and build this up, even income-wise, if we're being specific. Try and build this up and find ways to get paid for doing what you love until it starts to get close to your full-time job salary. And at a certain point, you're going to have to drop off of this to try and keep this up. And you're going to have to try and climb and climb and climb. And there's going to be this. Your full-time job is this. No, rather, your full-time job is like this, right? Steady, consistent increase at your full-time job, in theory, right? But then your hobby, right? I guess we're kind of confusing. Your hobby's going this way, and you want to try and build it up, right? And when you switch to your hobby now, you're making enough money that you can pay your overhead, you can pay your rent, you can pay for food, etc., and maybe you have 6 months worth of payment and overhead already in savings, okay? So if you left your full-time job and your hobby that you're kind of making money on already, you're not just jumping off into the abyss, if that just falls off, you at least have 6 months of a safety net. So you can work on this hobby to try and build this hobby a little bit more, right? To buy yourself more time. And that's literally what I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to make a living doing YouTube, being creative, trying to make a movie, right? And I'm trying to make a living doing that. And it's scary. It's definitely scary because there is this, you don't know, some months are bad, some months are good. And it can seem random and appear random at times why things are doing good or why the month is going bad. Maybe it has to do with school's out or school's back in. With YouTube, it's so fickle. You don't know if you're going to be getting a certain amount of views. I can't predict the amount of views I'm going to get on YouTube. That's why Patreon really helps, because at least it's like a locked in steady thing, like I know I can expect this much per month. Gumroad helps a little bit, selling assets, that helps a little bit. It's better than nothing, right? Making views, doing these streams helps out, certainly. But one thing I didn't mention is that when you drop off, so all of your time is spent at your full-time job, right? And then you have your hobby that you're just like, oh, if I had more time, if I only had more time on my hobby. When you drop off your full-time job, which is the leap that you're talking about, very scary thing to do, but it's also very exciting because now you have all this time to do what you love and to build up what you love. So you're able to focus more on it, on the thing that you love, and build that up more. Just make sure you be smart about it. Have your at least 6 months of overhead into savings, so that if, God forbid, life happens, which it will, you'll at least have a backup, So best of luck to you. It's definitely difficult, and it's kind of tough, talking about it in abstract, but yeah, finding ways to make money doing freelance work. Just let's say we're all 3D artists, right? We want to do freelance work and 3D work as a way to make money doing your hobby, right? For me, the way I started is first and foremost, do what you love. You're doing it in your spare time already. You guys know it, right? You guys are doing what you love in your spare time already. So you're involved, get involved in the community. And you're doing it now. You're on the stream, you're in the Discord server, right? From there, from my perspective, when I was much younger, I'm 30 right now. I started doing VFX in 2006, right when I started my YouTube channel. And I was doing it in my spare time, doing my hobby in my spare time, and got to the point where I had met some people, I met some friends, a community. We're all getting to know each other, right? There's the moderators on the server. There's all the people on the server, the community in the server. You guys are sharing ideas. There's a job offers channel on the server. Now you got to be careful with that, right? Because you have some people who just want a bunch of work for a little bit of money. But if you meet the right people and you develop the right relationships, there'll be people who will want to pay you for your services to do things. And then if you do a good job and you enjoyed them and you thought that they paid well and they matched what you were worth, you guys keep working together. I remember my first client, Joe Cornell at Synapse Effects, and I did website stuff for him. I helped him with website graphics. I helped him with his client because he had clients and he had too many clients and he needed to outsource some work. So that's where I came around, and I only knew about him. We met because I tried to Synapse Effects is a blood and gore pyrotechnic one-stop shop for special effects. And when I was doing cardboard warfare, I needed some fake blood. And my friend told my friend who was also a filmmaker, we played video games together. He told me about this website, Synapse Effects. If you sign up, they'll give you a little fake bottle of blood. They'll send it to you. And that's how I met Joe. And Joe was like, dude, you're making cool stuff. I have these clients. I need work done. Can you do work? And I said, yes, absolutely. I worked with him for years. He was my first, the first guy to pay me for all this stuff. And then I started selling textures and doing tutorials on cgtuts.com, I think was the name of the website. And I would upload texture packs. I would make my own textures. It was $200 for X amount of textures. And I would do these different packs and I'd get paid for tutorials. So just keep doing what you love. Find ways to make money doing it. See if you can keep that up in your spare time and get that close to your full-time salary. It's tough because full-time salary, could pay really well. You could also have a bunch of benefits too. Health insurance, 401k, a pension maybe even, right? And those are things that make staying in a full-time job very enticing and very, very difficult to leave. But at a certain point, what's worth more? The money you're making or your happiness? Now, ideally, you could be doing both. But if you had to choose, would you rather be living a happy life and making barely enough money to survive? Or would you rather be making a ton of money but be miserable doing what you love? So it's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one. And yeah, that's kind of what my movie is about a little bit. There's a theme. That theme is there throughout the movie. So it's a good inspirational, fun kind of thing. So I can't wait to get more into the movie and talk about it with y'all, but I hope that helps. I went super deep with that. I think that's all the time I have for today. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by and joining me. Thanks for watching me model. Thanks for modeling with me. And check out the Discord server. We got the weekly challenges popping off. So hop on over. I think that's everything. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Not next week, but the week after. I'll be doing another live stream with you all. We'll figure out what that's going to be. All right. Until next time. Peace out, y'all. Be good. Later.
Thank you.